welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Blue the Jaegers, and today we're going to talk about Brown's Magic again. Oh God. So hopefully we're gonna try to debunk our video about supposed retcons that have happened in 139. Oh, this should be interesting. All right.
It just takes away everything out of the scene. It takes away Mikasa's character development. It just takes away too much, and it makes Eren out of character at the end.
How's making him out of character? How's it?
Yama obviously knows how to make subtleties in a romance, right? We get Ymir x Krista. Actually, that wasn't too subtle. She was always like, marry me, marry me, marry me. We get freaking... that's directly said, Bert and Annie.
That's directly... Oh, wait a second! So she made a point, and again, someone else brought this up. I think it might have been just Arctic, that romance is a constant theme in Attack on Titan. Yeah, right. Ymir Storia, Bertolt Annie, Armin Annie, Hana and Franz. It looks as if romance is a theme, and it looks like that theme should have been building something, and it looks like it's been planned for this very moment. Hey, maybe Hana and Franz was a foreshadow to Eren and Mikasa. Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch, but seriously, I mean, this is wild, guys. She makes a point, and then of course she trips up on her point because she's an absolute idiot. She does not know what she's talking about.
Too subtle. She was always like, marry me, marry me, marry me. We get freaking... that's directly said, Bert and Annie. I don't think Armin and Annie ever directly said...
Really? You're actually a nice person, he says to Annie, who starts to sweat and say, oh, really, to him. Also, she looked at his hood, smiled at him, and then spared his life, which directly led to his capture. What do you mean it was never directly stated? What is wrong with you? Oh, he knows how to do subtle. And of course, a few chapters later, he very plainly puts into perspective how much Armin likes Annie. Of course, he's going to her, cell and all that stuff. So, yeah. Before that, it was pretty obvious, and then after, it really seals the deal. After these chapters, it really seals the deal. So, sorry.
And hey, I like you. But aren't they canon dating at the end? Right? And we get the proper breadcrumbs. Oh, Armin, come sit by me. We get the proper breadcrumbs and build up to Armin x Annie, but we don't get that with Aramika.
I'll always wrap the scarf around you, no matter how many times you want. That's not proper build up. Are you serious? Him always blushing whenever he's around her. There's a bunch of times where they blush, which is exactly what Armin and Annie do. They blush when they're around each other. Also, not to mention that Mikasa is the biggest memory shard. Also, not to mention, again in 130, when he's thinking about his friends living long, happy lives, Mikasa is front and center, quite literally, when he's having those memories in 130. When he's talking to Kruger, he says Mikasa and Armin, Mikasa first. It's always about Mikasa. This is ridiculous, bro. Honestly, it's stupid.
At all. We don't. We get more, I'm annoyed, you're my big sister, you're my mom kind of vibe. That's what we get.
Yeah, because again, Isayama is writing a very complex story. As I said, he's missing out on his freedom because he's so obsessed with his idea of freedom. Right? He's a slave to his idea of freedom. Actually, that makes more sense. Instead of saying he's a slave to freedom, say he's a slave to his own idea of pseudo-freedom. And so he misses out on true freedom. So while we see Eren genuinely love Mikasa and genuinely do things for Mikasa, we also see him just distracted and imprisoned by his own goal, thus missing out on beautiful moments with Mikasa. That's one of the points of his character. It's very nice, very nuanced, it's very complex, it's very layered, it's a great lesson for our lives, but instead you throw that away and say, oh, he thinks she's annoying, all this stuff. Again, the nuance you're lacking. It can't be both. It just can't be. Nothing can be both. Please, if you want to watch a simple story, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Why are you watching Attack on Titan if you want a simple story? Watch something else. Surely by season 3, you knew stuff was going to get complicated. Watch something else if you can't handle it. If you can't handle nuance and complexity, watch something else.
I'm not saying it's incest or anything, but that's just what we get. That's the vibe we get from Eren. the entire series.
No,
And that's non-negotiable.
That's just
and
demonstrably false. Again, the season 2 finale, I think. I can bring up symbolism and memory shards and all that, and blushing and all sort of stuff, but come on, the season 2 finale makes it very clear.
Because Isayama said himself in interviews. So
yeah, he also said they're gonna kiss. Now what?
This is all just obsolete now because Eren is Mikasa's dream guy. She's everything she could have. He's everything she could have wanted and more. Exhibit N, Historia's baby.
Oh God, not this again.
I know I already touched on this a little
yeah,
bit,
you
but
did.
Why do we get so many panels of this?
Well, well, number one, actually, this is a good question. Why do we get so many panels? And I don't. And this is one of the things I think is actually, Isayama's fault. Maybe a little bit. Is that what happened was, since for 2,000 years, the royal family has been constantly doing this sacrificial thing. Every 13 years, they were sacrificing the babies and all this other stuff. And it was very awful for a lot of people involved, for everyone involved. And Eren broke that cycle. Another thing, again, first time in 2,000 years this has ever happened. Another thing is that Historia having that baby is thematically important to her character because she was A, neglected by her mother, and B, told what it was like to be a lady but in a wrong way, and then learn how to actually be a lady in the right way from Ymir. So it's only appropriate that she would actually be a mother herself and have a daughter to teach her how to actually be a lady. That's why this baby's emphasized a lot. And again, I think there definitely could have been some more exposition done on this, but yeah, that's why. So I'm not going to chew you out for that too much, but yeah, that's your answer for why.
No, it's not to show life and death during the rumbling.
Well, there's that too, 100%. There's definitely juxtaposition and parallels going on, for sure.
Because we understood that with the baby being passed around in Marley, right? The mom falls in the river.
Yeah.
She passes her baby back. They're all holding this baby up. We understand.
Yeah, as this baby's being born.
And life and
so
death.
So the end of that baby's, well, not being born to the beginning of the baby's life, but sort of the beginning of the baby's life, so to speak, is happening as the end of this baby's life. So yeah, we do get juxtaposition and parallels and symbolism. So yeah.
Death, okay, we get it. Okay,
so why are you complaining?
It's the reverse characterization of Historia for me. Honestly. Okay. She learned from Ymir, freckled Ymir, the hottie. She learned be selfish, live only for yourself, right? These are the lessons she taught Eren.
Yeah, which is why she doesn't get involved in the rumbling.
He was at his lowest point. And here she is clampering over to a guy who owes her a favor for bullying her in her childhood. Hey, let's do it and make a baby. And then get this, in 139, they get married. It's ew. It's disgusting.
I mean, you can think it's disgusting.
Everything's obsolete. Why show the panels of her giving birth? Why?
I just told you why. Because the baby's coming into this world as that other baby is leaving this world.
Why do we see her giving birth during the rumbling?
I just told you why.
Going to be important.
And the other thing is, it is important because she would have to eat her because the royal family has to get passed down, and that's what usually would happen. But now she's having a baby for herself, not for any political agenda, but for herself to raise as she pleases.
And it's not.
That's why.
Her entire arc past becoming queen is a red herring. And that's a diss for her character.
Again,
I feel so bad for her.
She was coerced. You should feel bad that she's a queen in the first place. She did not want to be queen. She didn't. She wanted to chill on her farm. That's exactly what she ended up doing. She ended up chilling on a farm with a person who's not a mass murderer. But you guys, he threw rocks at her. You guys wanted the guy who committed omnicide to go back and marry her. Get the
stand.
And then die after the curse of Ymir, and then die 4 years later. Great, your daddy's dead at 4 years old. Now what?
Because that's such a diss to her character.
No, it's not.
Now this whole arc of hers, this whole baby thing is obsolete. Okay. The whole thing is.
You can think that if you want.
Exhibit O, Levi dedicates his heart.
Okay, this is sacred ground here. Whether you're an Indian defender, an Indian hater, Jaegerist, or Alliance member, this does not get touched. Why are you bringing this up? This does not get touched. Actually, I think I know what she's gonna say. She's gonna say, since the Silver Corps dedicated their heart to saving humanity, and since 139.5, everything got destroyed, all those sacrifices were for nothing. Blah 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 blah. Let's hear it.
I'm pretty sure they all dedicated their hearts because Eren was the only hope for Paradis. Okay, they dedicated their hearts to save and rescue.
Well, you'll notice that Eren was only hope for humanity, which is why the Silver Corps gets dissolved after they reach the walls. Again, their entire mission was to explore the outside world, and that's why the Silver Corps dissolved, and certain Silver Corps members stayed, and certain ones left because their mission was over, and they had new goals. Again, I think the true Silver Corps, again, that's why I don't call them traitor corps, but they kind of are traitors because they're betraying their nation. But the true Silver Corps is about exploring stuff, so it's more of a world-based outlook. So yeah, they were, again. I'm saying this because they thought Eren was the best for humanity. Eren and the Silver Corps are no longer on the same page. Eren was using the Silver Corps to get what he thought was freedom and to kill the Titans. That's what the Silver Corps is doing. Once the Silver Corps served its purpose, they're discarded by Eren because they're no longer important to his goals.
Eren because he was their future.
Humanity's future.
50 years later, Paradis is destroyed. So, this dedicate your heart scene now isn't so sweet. No, devote your heart.
See, told you. Again, I thought this was weird to begin with because I'm starting to give a half answer here because I never understood why he did this, because they completely got their asses kicked. They really, really got their asses kicked by Eren. Eren did whatever the hell he wanted to do. He used up all the. He's a really sick guy. I remember when Levi was having that flashback with Zeke in the forest. I felt really bad for him because he used all their sacrifices so that he could make us a long happy life, among other things. So he really, he spit on the Silver Corps' name because again, the Silver Corps is about exploring the outside world, hope for humanity. Again, humanity was a big part of the Silver Corps. So this right here, I never understood this. Maybe he's saying, well, the Titans are gone, or the cycle violence is stopping for a little bit. Maybe that's what he is saying. But again, none of these people were naive. They all knew the cycle violence was going to continue. So I'm sure Levi fully expected for a war to break out in parody again. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, again, I don't really have an answer because I never understood the scene to begin with at all, like in any way. I was so confused when I first read it, and I still am confused to this day why he does this. Because again, he got his ass handed to him by Eren. Eren ran completely through him, and the Silver Corps did pretty much nothing. They were able to save the last 2%. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe like fighting to the end. Even if we can't get the children out of the forest, we can still try. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But yeah. So but I don't know how it gets retconned. Again, yeah, I don't know how it gets retconned because 139.5 didn't change anything. Because, yeah. Well, let's continue.
Or whatever.
So while I have no answer for her, it's still not a retcon because this just to me, I'm sure it's a perfectly reasonable answer, but this to me never made any sense to me.
I guess this is what you devoted your hearts for. So you could kill Eren and ruin the future for Paradis?
Well, Paradis' future was ruined either way. Again, this simplistic, childish thinking that once Marley was gone, all of LD's problems will be solved is stupid.
That's what
guys, just by thinking of it rationally, you have the world's most powerful military, the world's best economy. What do you think is going to happen? Is it unreasonable for me to say that they weren't going to expand their empire? Is it unreasonable for me to think that? No, seriously. I think it's more likely, Occam's razor tells me, it's more likely that Parody actually expanded through violent conquest or empire. And then maybe maybe another nation defended them or paid them back or maybe it happened to them. That's something else I like to posit to you because remember the parody is the most powerful military in the world and also has the best economy in the world. So what do you think would happen?
Devoted their heart for? No. They devoted their hearts because Eren was the hope. Was Paradis's hope.
No, no. Again, this is a massive with the whole Eren would have done the rumbling nonsense. Humanity. It was always about humanity. Always. Which is why, again, he has this memory. Because, look right here. Humanity survival. Not parody. Humanity. And then he's regretting. This scene is him regretting. Again, this is in season 4, part 1. This is him regretting all the times he saved Eren because it would have been better if he died. Honestly. From the Circle's perspective, from Leo's perspective, it would have been better if Eren died. Because only a small amount of humans would have been hurt. Honestly. It would have been a vanilla invasion that would have got their oil and they would have left. Or maybe they would have occupied it. Doesn't matter. Eren completely countered the Survey Corps' goals, and he regretted letting him do all this. And if he could go back in time, he would let Eren die. The Survey Corps has always been about humanity. Humanity. Eren, for parody, ridiculous. They were never nationalists. They were never patriots. They were always about the world.
It was Paradis's only chance.
The world's only chance.
They killed him. I mean, it's still the best scene.
How's it get retconned again? Because this is in season 4.
Far in the last chapter. Still the only scene that, like, I personally liked.
I would love to hear his tone when he says this in the anime, in both the sub and the dub, because I still do not know what he's trying to communicate when he says that.
Past tense, because now it's just...
How?
It's not true, you know? They didn't devote their hearts so you could kill Eren and secure Paradis's defeat. They devoted their hearts because Eren ensured that they'd have a fighting chance. Without him, we see what happens.
Again, now you're glorifying genocide because now you're saying that unless genocide happened, Parody wouldn't have been safe, which is ridiculous.
John and Connie died.
Okay, again, I'm not even discussing this. What I'll say is, and I have a policy always listen to the person's argument, and hey, maybe she says something that I've never heard before, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna say. I'm not skipping it over just because I don't want to hear the argument. I'm skipping it over because I want this to be short, and it's right here. Right, there's no extra, whatever. There's just it's really self-explanatory. But if I miss something, please let me know because I do want to give you a fair shake. I don't want to skip over it, but I'm pretty sure I'm good in skipping this. What she's gonna say is Connie and Jean both die, and it took away their sacrifice and all sort of stuff. I'll simply say, what did you want Isayama to do? It's like when people complain that Annie looked like the female Titan. Well, yeah, it's because the female Titan looks like its user. Of course she looks like the female Titan. Isayama's never going... Again, Isayama has the tightest plot. There's really no plots. Everything makes a lot of sense. I mean, a hallmark of this is the character motivations. Everyone's character motivations is very, 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 very solid and believable. So, they were there. The gas was there. They had no way of flying out. Of course, they're going to get turned to Titans. What did you want to happen? And then they got unturned later on. I mean... I don't know what you want to happen. This is probably the benefit of reading the Tokoban, because I wasn't stewing for a month, maybe even 2 months. I think this happened in 137. I wasn't stewing for 2 months over this. I read it, and then I was like, oh, that's sad, and then, they got back to life. And if you see that Attack of Titan is cheap, I mean, Marco, Berthold, Erwin, Eren, that right here. A lot of people, I mean, for some, I hate to say this, but Hanji, fuck, right there, bro. That was sad as hell. I mean, they kill up a lot of important characters that are not fake outs. So, call Attack on Titan cheap. It's like when people say, oh, Attack on Titan uses violence for shock value. Oh. It's just as stupid as that. Again, I really hope I'm misrepresenting her. If she has more to say that I never heard before that I didn't address, please let me know. And I'll address it. But I'm pretty sure I'm good at skipping this.
They didn't, I guess. But they should have.
Yeah, I just want to know why. Like, what did you want Isayama to do? Like, really?
Exhibit
Have
Q.
him magically not turn into Titan?
Mikasa kills Eren.
Have him magically not get turned into Titans?
Now, I'm not even gonna lie. I cried over this panel.
You did?
I cried. When I
mean, I would have cried, but I'm a dude. Not that dudes don't cry. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing, but I might cry in the anime though. I don't think I've ever cried watching a film before. But I wish I would have cried here because I was pretty sad, especially when Eren said he wanted to be with Mikasa and everyone else. That was sad.
First read chapter 138. I cried over this panel because it's so well drawn.
It's so sad.
And obviously, I'm emotionally invested. That's obvious. And just, I don't know.
It was
the
pretty
last
sad.
thing he sees is Mikasa, and the art's just so
and it
good
completes,
in this panel.
And it completes the loop.
There's no words.
Because, she says, she sees him, holds his head, see you later, Eren, then it goes circling back around. So, see you later, Eren, why are you crying? Ugh, man. Yeah, really, this poor, look at this boy. He's been suffering this entire time. He's essentially, looks like he's waiting to die. He's not very happy. He's realized, to me, this drawing means so much. He realizes he's not free. This is not freedom. This is not good. He should have just been with Mikasa. That would have made him so much happier. He's bearing the guilt of his sins. There's so much here. This one panel. He has just hoping that Mikasa continues to live a long, happy life. He's not regenerating, you see, because he just lost his will to regenerate. There's so much in this. Yeah, she's right.
In this panel, and it's still just that impactful.
Rest in peace.
After I read 138, throughout the rest of the day, I kept seeing this panel in my head, and then in people's thumbnails on YouTube, they'd just have Eren's face right there like that, his eyes. And I just, my brain would fill in the rest of the panel and that shit would just hurt, Yeah. And I felt that and it was deep.
Mm-hmm.
And we get her finally letting go of Eren here. But that's not entirely true.
Hold on a second. This can't be real. The final exhibit, burn Eren.
So in this ending, it was supposed to be bittersweet. Watch this bird.
So look at this. This is just now this scene, and again, Kyle Entertainment put it the best way. They never. Mikasa didn't know that Eren loved him. Eren loved her, and then Eren didn't understood that Mikasa loved her. So he told her to forget about him, throw away the scarf, and obviously she was hurt about that because the person she loves told her to forget about him. So obviously she shows this emotional attachment to Eren, and then finally when they get the mutual understanding, and he brings her a warmth, both emotional and physical warmth, and keeps his promise and acknowledges that she loves him, and he loves her. That's when she's able to have peace with his death because they have unfinished business, so to speak, because they still haven't resolved that misunderstanding. So that's why she moves on here, and so yeah, I'm just explaining this panel, give you context why this is here and all that stuff, and we'll continue.
At Eren's grave is wrapping Mikasa with a scarf.
Yep.
The bird was dumb, but yeah, I don't think sure, it
was dumb, but
it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. This ending was horrible, but it's a lot better than Tree Dormant Titan sequel Eren. We never wanted that. Cause now this scene is also made obsolete.
What?
This scene, I didn't even think this could be made obsolete. But
wait, she said Tree Eren. She's referring to the leaked pages. Wait a second. Let's rewind this. And I mean rewind back to when she said that this was obsolete.
She married. Well,
wait a
after
second.
I read 138.
Wait a second.
Panel, because it's so well drawn. That's obvious. And just, I don't know.
Wait a second.
The last thing he sees is Mikasa.
Wait a second.
And it's still just that impactful. After I panel in my head, right there like that, his eyes is her. Get her finally letting go of it here. But that's not entirely true. Letting go of Eren here.
He says she's finally letting go of Eren here.
But that's not entirely true. is it?
What? What?
Not only is she married, well, I assume
Not
she's
only is she married, so she killed him and then married someone else. Again, that seems like she's letting go of him. I don't know. If someone had an abusive boyfriend and then she killed the guy and then married another guy, I think I would say, yeah, she's moved on.
married with kids now.
Yeah.
They have to come visit Aaron's grave too every.
Nothing's saying that they're being forced to see Aaron's grave. They're probably just doing a favor for mom. I don't know what the problem is.
Whatever. It looks religious. She's still wearing that nasty scarf. So
again, I already mentioned that the whole sentimental objects thing, the whole ring thing. Again, I would love. In fact, I'm actually gonna do a social experiment tomorrow. I'm literally going to do a social experiment where I go around, with the YouTube, with the camera and a microphone, going around talking to people about my scenario.
obviously still has a hold on her.
Yeah. So it's Armin. Armin also has a hold on her, and if Armin died, she'd still be sad about that, and she'd still visit his grave too. Unless you're saying that she would only visit Aaron's grave and not visit Armin's grave. Think, people, think.
A pretty serious hold.
Again, I really wish some of you guys would debate me. I wonder what you guys would even say if I said that. If one of you silly people said, Mikasa is still visiting her grave, she's still connected to Aaron, she's still blah 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 blah. And I said, well, if Armin died, do you think she'd visit his grave? I would just love to see your guys' reaction. Your face is just in my mind's eye, so hilarious right now.
So it's just like, how much of Aaron did she actually let go?
I see no reason.
This scene
to
is
this.
now
Again, this is the nuance I'm talking about. Either she's completely forgotten about Aaron and stomped his scarf into the ground, or she is a complete simp for him and is always going to care about it and always going to love him, do anything for him. There can't be any sort of middle ground at all.
She should have left the scarf at his grave.
See, this again. She should have. But see, that's what I love about Isayama. Most shows would do that. Would do that sorry crap, and I've seen shows that do that. And I said, this is ridiculous. She's allowed to still have that. Most people, especially in America, the strong, independent female, most people would do that. But this is how you actually are a strong, independent female. And not that she's married. I mean, she doesn't have to be married to be independent. What I'm saying is he actually write realistic characters. The dude's been in her life since beginning. He's been in all her pivotal moments, and she just had to kill him. Her leaving the scarf of the grave is ridiculous. That's stupid, and it won't even be symbolic because she'll still remember him and carry him in her heart, whether the scarf is at the grave or not. It's better she actually embraced reality, which is how you actually move on. Because had she had symbolically left the scarf at the grave and gotten married, she still would have had that emotional connection to Aaron, thinking it's bad, and it will override her thoughts even more than it would have just distracted her from her actual husband. But you don't know how relationships work. So how would you're not even married, Brown's Magic. How would you even know that? I'm not saying you have to be married. I'm just saying, how would any of you bachelors who sit around watching anime all day know this? Of course you don't know about this. I don't blame you for not knowing, but this is complex, highbrow stuff.
That would have been beautiful.
No, it wouldn't have. It would have been shallow and weak and stupid. Again, even without going into all the psychology, it would have been stupid. As I said before, it's very simple. She can have sentimental objects. That's it. And tomorrow, believe you me, I'm doing that thing. Maybe I won't because I don't have the camera to do it. But I'll try to do it. You'll be damn sure I'll try to do that crap.
That would have been beautiful.
No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been disgusting.
But no, we get her. She's still holding on to this scarf.
This is ridiculous. I can't hear
it makes anymore. This beautiful panel my favorite. Obsolete.
Okay, good to know.
This was supposed to complete her character arc.
So when Aaron said throw that scarf and forget about me, you're like, yeah, throw that scarf away, set it on fire, forget about it. you were. I was thinking, man, this poor guy is trying so hard to be nice, but he's not doing so well here. You were like, yes, this is great, throw away that scarf, yeah.
Her killing Aaron in this scene, it was supposed to be there. Mikasa can move on.
So sorry,
she's moved on. Well, not moved on, but she can now. It's possible. But in the extra pages of 139, we see her as a grandma wearing the scarf. The damn scarf! And it's like, no. What? Why? Why'd you kill him then? What makes this worse?
Why'd you kill him? This is so ridiculous. I really wish this one would debate me. But she's too much of a coward.
Aaron could still be alive. Exhibit Q, the final exhibit. bird, Aaron. So in this ending, it was supposed to be bittersweet. This bird at Aaron's grave is wrapping Mikasa with this scarf.
Yep.
The bird was dumb, but yeah, I mean, sure, it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. This ending was horrible, but it's a lot better than Tree, Dormant, Titan.
So again, she knew. I'm sorry, guys. She knew about the 8 extra pages, and she still said that dumb crap.
Sequel, Aaron.
I can't believe it. I thought that she didn't. I really thought that she didn't see the pages because she's something so ignorant.
We never wanted that. Because now this scene is also made obsolete.
How? God.
This scene, I didn't even think this could be made obsolete, but it is now. Because now Aaron's not this bird.
What?
He's in a tree somewhere. He's in this tree.
Come again?
Titan powers. Well, maybe he's controlling this bird since it's so close in proximity to his tree, to his Titan tree. This is terrible.
Again, that's what I'm saying. These ending haters devolve into madness. You're saying this bird is supposed to symbolize Aaron? Are you kidding me? Is that what you're actually saying that Isayama was writing 139.5? He was saying, "Oh yeah, this is Aaron's not the bird anymore. Aaron is a tree." Do you honestly think if you ask Isayama what this bird is in April, he says Aaron, and then in 139 he says it's a random bird? Is that honestly what you're trying to say? This is devolving into madness. This is obviously symbolic of Aaron. Whether it's actually Aaron or not, we don't know. That's one of the great Isayama scholar debates. But this is ridiculous. This bird is obviously connected to Aaron. And as far as the tree goes, listen, the hallucinogena was always around before Ymir and it'll exist after Ymir. It's the source of all organic life. That's not around, the no organic life is around. So that tree, that hallucinogena parked itself as a tree, presumably because it's in Aaron's head. So Aaron's dead. He is dead. He's gone. He's not in the physical world. He's dead. He's dead. And they also could be the bird and it could be the tree. There's that too. Again, this unnuanced thinking is so annoying.
But now, since it doesn't end on this note, and it ends with Grandma Mikasa dead, wrapped in this janky scarf, now this scene is now obsolete. Thank you for wrapping me with this scarf, bird Aaron. Thank you for doing this for me again. Thank you. Now I will wear your scarf forever. Forever. Now I can imagine her husband, Farmer Coon's cousin, because no, it's not confirmed John.
I mean, again, that's why I like John being the husband, because John understands and loves Aaron too. So John would be a perfect match because he'd have no problems with jealousy or anything like that. I mean, he probably would a little bit, but not as much as most guys, because he loves Aaron too and he understands what Mikasa did, and he's been with her through the entire journey. He knows how much of a leap that is for her. So I think it is John.
Forever. Now I can imagine her husband, Farmer Coon's cousin, because no, it's not confirmed John.
It's not
like,
confirmed
hey,
John.
If you want, I can buy you another sweater. And she's like, no, this one's good. There's maggots in it. There's bird poop, cat hair. It's disgusting. It's old. It's gross. And she's like, no, I'll just keep this one.
I mean, another thing that they're archaic, but they probably have ways of washing that.
Mikasa moving on, but not actually.
And she doesn't sweat in it because she doesn't wear it in summertime.
Moving on. It's sad. It's sad. It's not bittersweet at all.
Sad.
Like, damn, sis, at this point, maybe you just shouldn't have even killed him. Like, seriously, at this point, you shouldn't have killed him. I don't know how it was possible. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but in making these crucial scenes in the manga obsolete, Isayama has ultimately achieved the worst atrocity.
Okay.
Are you a Roblox fanatic?
I mean, this is just wild.
Microsoft Rewards has a brand
this is
new
what happens when you let
you
people's ideals just run wild. I wish someone was there to freaking
the entire
correct her on this. The entire manga. Again, that's what I'm saying. There's definitely room for criticism, right? The stuff you're saying about Ymir, that makes sense. Why you would say that. The historian stuff, kind of dicey, but still sort of grounded a little bit in reality. This is sort of grounded. She's just flying off the rails here. She didn't even know she didn't even know what she's talking about at this point.
Manga is obsolete.
This is ridiculous. Again, think about how intelligent Isayama is, and think about the fact that he planned since the beginning, and think about the fact that she's saying this man somehow made his entire manga obsolete. But this is what happens when you make a video a month after the chapter comes out. Just after the chapter comes out. Just 1 month later, she has her fully formed 50-minute video opinion. Ridiculous. You notice that all the intellectuals waited for months and months before making their videos, because this takes time and you need to do a complete reread in which you'll see all the foreshadowing in the reread. But no, this brought it destroyed everything. I'm sure she did a video in April about this, because Why wouldn't she? Let's check. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Leaks. 139. All right, 139 is the biggest disappointment. She makes a 35-minute video in April 7th. April 7th. She makes a video. Because of course she does. Because why wait to formulate thoughts? Why do a reread? Why do any of that when I can just make an ignorant video the second it comes out? Because I definitely understood this entire complex story in its entirety. Oh man.
Exhibit G. Aaron brings Eldians in. Tell us how it was supposed to end. But in order to secure a future sequel, he had to kind of not go with his or how it was supposed to. And that's why he had to basically write. No denying that. There's no denying that. It's not bittersweet at all. Isayama is obsolete.
Almost done, guys. Almost done.
And there you have it. You made it to the end of this video. If you liked anything I had to say, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I am now on Patreon, so subscribe over there if you want to see some extra content, I guess, which will be coming soon to Patreon. Yes. Anyways, yeah, follow me on Instagram if you want to chat with me. Make sure you leave a comment. I'm always commenting. If you don't believe me, look at the comments of my other videos.
She is always commenting now. Give her that. She's always commenting. Whether or not she'll continue the discussion once you bring up a point, no, she won't. You know.
Always replying, always. Anyways, I didn't make this video to be like, I hate you, Isayama. I actually love Isayama. I think.
Of course, they listen to this. Isayama retconned the entire manga with his ending that he planned in 2009. But I love Isayama. I totally respect everything he does. Again, I'm not saying criticism is disrespecting him. Saying outlandish nonsense like the entire manga has now been retconned off of an ending that he himself planned since 2009 is a retcon. That is when you get to disrespectful territory. Where you say, oh, how come we couldn't just have asked you merely get rid of the Titans then? Something that's ridiculously obvious as that, as if Isayama didn't think about that. That's insulting Isayama's intelligence. That's insulting. That's disrespectful.
I think he's a really good mangaka. I don't know what happened.
I mean, he's certainly better than you, and you cannot even hope to ascertain not only the wisdom of Isayama, but the intelligence Isayama has. Isayama is head and shoulders above you, and he's head and shoulders above most of us. As I said, the more video essays I watch, the more rereads I do from both sides. By the way, the more I realize that Attack on Titan is this generation's greatest work of fiction, and it's an absolute blessing that it's been done in anime so well. I mean, the combination of the director, the composer, and Isayama's mastery himself, the perfect storm. As I like to say, Isayama caught lightning in a bottle and then wrote history with it. Attack on Titan is incredible, and you have absolutely no right to disrespect it. And again, I just released a video about the things I didn't like in 139. I'm not saying 139 was perfect. I'm not saying 139 was good. I say it's a 6 out of 10. But even with all of its flaws, and they are pretty decent flaws, it's better than the vast majority of fiction, and it's better than every single anime ever. Hey, someone just commented my video. It's better, and it's certainly better than every anime ever. There's that.
In this last chapter, I don't know what happened with these 8 pages, but all I can tell you is the way the story was set up and the way it was supposed to end, which we can tell how it was supposed to end by drawing logical conclusions.
Yeah, we can tell it's supposed to end when Armin said conflict will never vanish, and Armin said humanity wants to find to the populations out of where the last. We could certainly tell
from the framework that's already set up. He's a good writer. There is no denying that. There's no denying that at all. He's a great writer. I'm not so sure what happened in this last chapter. It's obvious that there's some sort of sequel in the works, and that's why he had to basically write.
There's really not. He's tired of writing a manga, and he should know that above all people. And he's not gonna. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna write another manga for a really long time. And again, his next manga is gonna be a comedy. Okay, he says he wants to live a life without deadlines. So, he's definitely not writing a sequel at all. It's not a sequel. People confuse this. It's just a cycle of violence. It's a cycle. It's not a sequel. Or it could be that the child goes there and comes out of the forest because it's in the forest. He's there on his own volition. And instead of going to the tree and having power and corrupting himself, he leaves. And then he comes out of the forest. There's a lot of interpretations, but this is definitely not a sequel. This is just your average open-ended ending. This is not a sequel.
Retcon Eren, because had Eren successfully wiped out the threat, that's the end of the story. Had Eren successfully made the threat go bye-bye, the story then goes bye-bye. I mean,
again, humanity's the threat. Humanity, sinful nature, which is in everyone. The devil is in all of us. Not devils in Marlians, devils in foreigners, the devil's in all of us. That's why we're in this situation. That's what Kohler or Nicholas said. I keep forgetting which one. But No, the enemy is everyone.
It's the greatest of all time. Maybe not of all time, but it's hailed as a really, really, really good manga, right? If it had ended how it was supposed to, someone, probably Eren or Grisha, holding a baby, Eren and his story's child, or holding Eren, Grisha, telling them they're free. The series was supposed to end with Eldians being
With a
free.
deeply ironic and sad panel, and I'm glad he changed it. Because that was not going to be a happy panel. It was going to be a very ironic, sad panel. Just like when he says freedom in 131. It's not going to be a happy panel.
That's how it was supposed to end, with Paradisian specifically. We can tell this by any logical person with reading and comprehension skills can tell that's how it was supposed to end. But in order to secure a future sequel, he had to kind of not go with his original work, and that's why we have so many
debunked that. Go look at the interviews. He's not making a sequel.
Panels now made obsolete, so many themes unfinished, so many loose ends untied up, because there's now going to be a sequel. And maybe Eren's not dead, and some kid with royal blood or some shit restarts the whole thing over again. And hey, maybe it's one of Historia's descendants, and it's his great-great-grandchild or something like that. We never really know. Personally, I'm not too interested, just because I honestly feel burned by this ending. Anyways, I'm not going to hold you any longer. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. I'll have another video like this coming out real soon. It's not going to be so much about the ending anymore, but so much more about the characters now. Now we're going to get in with the characters. Yeah, so that's it for me. Comment, like, and subby.
I'm going to sub into your channel. Your channel sucks. Alright, so I hope you guys learned that. Again, as I said, biggest thing, think with nuance. Think with nuance. And again, if you say, you can come to different conclusions than me. Well, I mean, you can't, because most of my conclusions are right. But what I'm saying for now, just think, is it possible for a woman to still have feelings for a man, to still have feelings for another person, still like another person, still have an option of a person, and still be devoted to her husband? Is that possible? Just think about that. And if the answer is no, then the answer is no. Right, for now. Think, is it possible that Eren did the rumbling for himself and for Mikasa? Is it possible? Just think. Again, this fan base is made of, and I say this literally, they're literally simpletons. They're very, very simple people. They're thinking very, very black and white terms, which, again, the Attack on Titan is not the manga for you. If you want a book about black and white, go read Dr. Seuss or something. You want to read a book about complex, nuanced subjects, read Attack on Titan. But honestly, but this is the same people who didn't like Gabby. I don't know if Brown's Magic was a Gabby hater or not. Almost, it's just that same philosophy. It's stupid. They lack nuance. They're very simple, and they need to stop. They really need to stop, because the arguments make no sense. And again, I said over and over again, I said a bunch of this video. If you think I'm wrong, leave a comment. I'll gladly debate you. Gladly. Y'all are very, very foolish and very, very simple and childish in your thinking. Alright, guys, thank you for hopping on. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.